You know, it's the old movie line, show me the money. I'm more of a show me the evidence. If you're going to tell me you're great, I got to see you're great. Stats, Super Bowls, rings. Aaron Rodgers is now 1-9 in his last 10 road games. I know, it's not his fault. It never is. It's his defense. Oh, wait, they're third in the NFL in sacks. It's his running game. He doesn't have one. No, actually, Aaron Jones is dynamic, averaging over 6 yards a carry. Mike McCarthy's a buffoon. Really? He resurrected Brett Favre's career? Come on now. Show me the evidence. You got to give me something. Stats? No, Breeze has those. Trophies? No, Tom has those. You got to show me something. You got to show me some evidence. You've been telling me, all you media guys and all you fans for a decade have been telling me, oh, he's got a great arm. All right, so did Jeff George. I mean, a million guys have a great arm. It's the NFL. Joe Flacco's got a great arm. Show me the evidence. Ask yourself this. Is that, you know how they write those business books on what it takes to be a great leader and a great CEO? You can go to a library, go to Amazon.com, look up business books. There's a million of them. I've read a handful in my life. Here's the qualities they never say make a great leader. Aloof, condescending, arrogant, difficult to work with. Those are not qualities of Aaron Rodgers. Those are now his brand. If I say to you, Hall of Fame quarterback, condescending, you think Aaron Rodgers. Hall of Fame quarterback, aloof, hard to play, you think Aaron Rodgers. It's like saying Joe Flacco's inaccurate. That's his brand. That's not a quality. That's who he is. Jay Cutler, moody. That's not a quality. That's his brand. Tom Brady, driven, passionate. Not a quality. That's his brand. I mean, Aaron Rodgers, you notice this with Green Bay? The longer he's there, the uglier it gets. Because people that are difficult to work with, you can tolerate them for a year, deal with them for 2, appease them, placate them for 4. But after about 9, you want to strangle them. But Colin, you're picking on Aaron Rodgers. Why the hell would I do that? Do I pick on LeBron? Do I pick on Steph Curry? Do I pick on Roger Federer? Do I pick on Serena? When have I ever picked on the great? Do I pick on the Warriors? Do I pick on Tom Brady? Do I pick on Russell Wilson? Do I pick on Andrew Luck? Do I pick on Drew Brees? Who do I pick? I picked on Tebow because he wasn't very good. I pick on Westbrook. Great, but hard to play with. And yes, I pick on Aaron Rodgers. No, I don't. I'm honest. And you're all coming around now. I used to get a lot of pushback on this. I used to get nothing but hate mail. You don't know what you're talking about. You know what I get now? Silence. And that's what I know I'm right. Because fans are not going to admit they're wrong. I get that. That's okay. It's part of the deal. I have to. You call me out. I have a right-wrong segment 50 minutes from now. But when fans disappear, that's when you're right. The Westbrook fans, they don't push back. They just disappeared. The Aaron Rodgers fans, they don't push back. They just disappeared. I don't hear from them anymore. I mean, again, I'm not saying it's all Aaron's fault, but he can't take a little blame. He's not a little rough to work with. I have 4 former Packers I know all said the same thing. Favre, McCarthy got along great. Aaron McCarthy, major fissures. 1-9, last 10 on the road. And here's another thing that again, I'm not a big believer in just stats, because I think we all know Aaron can play. I'm not saying it's all his fault. But you got to say some of it's his fault. I mean, nobody else is this bad on the road. Breeze isn't. Matt Ryan's not. Brady's not. Russell Wilson's not. They're not struggling like this. They don't all have good coaches, right? They don't all have legends. They don't have Hall of Famers. They don't all have running games. They're not losing road quarterbacks. But here's a stat. Show me the money. Show me the evidence. So Breeze has the stats. Tom has the trophies. Aaron Rodgers is now 0-37 after last night's loss to the Vikings. He is now 0-37 when he enters the fourth quarter of any game trailing by more than a point, and the team he's playing at that moment has a winning record. Now think about that. Aaron Rodgers has never won a game 0-37 when he enters the fourth quarter trailing by more than 1 point against the team in that moment. Now that may not be a great team. Many of them aren't. But in that moment, they have a winning record. Come on now. The things I criticize him for are fair. My critics have gone quiet, and that's when I know I'm right. And nobody's saying he won't have another 5 years, get the perfect coach for him. But what has made Big Ben, Drew Brees, Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, John Elway, what has made them great is overcoming. John Elway for years got to Super Bowls with no running game. Brady for years has gotten to Super Bowls without dynamic playmakers. Brees has gotten to the playoffs and a Super Bowl without a dominating defense. Peyton Manning only had one great defense until he got to Denver. You keep telling me Aaron's the best, but the best don't need a perfect football team to win on the road. The best, like Andrew Luck, overcome deficiencies to get to the playoffs, overcome average defenses, so-so running games. You keep telling me, well, he needs the right coach. I'm not saying he and McCarthy are a good mix. But does he need Sean McVay? Does he need the perfect running game and the perfect defense and the perfect coach and the perfect schedule? Because the greats don't. The greats overcome. LeBron gets to finals without an all-star. Kevin Durant, you look at the all-time greats, very rarely do they have the perfect football team. They overcome all sorts of deficiencies to get you there. That's all I'm saying. Show me the money, show me the evidence. Aaron Rodgers should be in the greatest of all time conversation.